outstanding leader in his sport, will be the subject of the bonus biography round on the Sports Challenge. Competing on behalf of last week's winners, the Detroit Tigers, three great pitchers from the Tiger Hall of Fame. 27-game winner in one season, Paul Dizzy Trout. The only pitcher to win baseball's MVP award in 2 consecutive seasons, Hal Newhouser. The only Tiger to pitch 2 no-hit games in one season, Virgil Truck. This week's challengers 3 members of the Basketball Hall of Fame. The first superstar of the NBA, George Mikan. All-time NBA guard, head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Bill Sharman. Another member of the all-time NBA team, coach of the Buffalo Braves, Golf Dave. And now, here is your host on Sports Challenge, the award-winning voice of the Rams and the Angels, Dick Enberg.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sports Challenge. Another great game today, and our champions are the Detroit Tigers. As you know, last week, winning the game on Sports Challenge, Billy Martin, Al Kaline, and Norm Cash, unavailable today, so we have with them TNT supporting the Tigers, and that dynamite provided by Paul Trout, Hal Newhouser, Virgil Truck. Welcome, gentlemen. Actually, as I recall as a kid, 44-45 was that Detroit Tiger team on which you played was the first one I really remember, and the nicknames were Dizzy, of course, and the Prince, Hal Newhouser, and Virgil Fire Truck, and he could bring it well. And the challengers from the NBA Hall of Fame, and great stars they are, George Mikan, the first ever big man, as we recall him, Bill Sharman, now coaching with the Los Angeles Lakers, and the coach of the Braves, Golf Dave. Gentlemen, you have a great tradition to follow. The basketball teams in the past have played our Sports Challenge game very well. Good luck to you today. Nice to have you with us. Each team is competing for $1,000 worth of AMF Voight sports equipment. The runners-up play for $500 worth. Johnny, for what youth groups are today's teams playing?
Well, this week, the Detroit Tigers are playing for the North Austin Boys Club of Chicago, Illinois. And the Basketball Hall of Famers represent the Nevada Seventh Step Youth Association of Las Vegas, Nevada. Voight has been a leader in sporting goods for 50 years. All sports from basketball to bowling, whatever sports equipment you need, you have more fun with Voight. Dick?
Again, our first category, men with record breakers, and a look at a speedy Detroit Lion. Right after this Sports Challenge timeout.
This is how hundreds of thousands of smokers have quit. It's the gradual step-down method, and you get it only from Nicoderm CQ. Store brand patches have only one step. You can't step down your dose. Nicoderm CQ has 3. You step down gradually, and gradual is the method doctors prefer. Quitting's important. Choose carefully. Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
Sports Challenge today, the Detroit Tigers challenged by the NBA Hall of Famers. Gentlemen, our first question worth 20 points is our toss-up, and of course, if you get that correct, you earn the 2 free throws. First category is record breakers, and our first man in the record book is the great defensive back of the Detroit Lions, Lem Barney. Give up the ball, and here's the kick. It's aimed toward Lem Barney and lands on the 40. The Bengals have it well covered. Barney slipped in and picked it up, and that's a live play, fans. He's alive, and he's down the sidelines with a block at midfield, and Lem Barney has flickered Cincinnati. Barney, 51 yards for a Lion touchdown. Lem Barney's coach is Joe Smith. Your question for 20 points. As a player, what was Joe Smith's specific position? The Tigers were their first. Hal Newhouser.
Linebacker.
Specifically, what's the linebacker position?
Middle linebacker.
Middle linebacker is correct for 20 points. The Tigers have earned the free throw. Our next record breaker man is one of the most durable stars in the NBA. Number 15 of the Philadelphia 76ers, Hal Greer, the durable 6'2" guard from Marshall University. Against the Celtics, Emmett Bryant. Greer, quick hands, great feet, good move around Bryant, drives on Russell. Greer shoots and scores. Hal Greer of Philadelphia. Detroit Hal Greer in 1970 became the second player in NBA history to play in 1,000 games. Interestingly, the first is up on the other side of the board. Dolph Shea appeared in 1,000, the first to do so. For 10 points, your question is, from the following list, can you name the man who holds the NBA record for the most consecutive games played? The NBA Iron Man, alphabetically, was it Wilt Chamberlain, Harry Gallatin, or Johnny Kerr? It's the Tigers' question. Your answer, please, in 5 seconds. Your answer?
Johnny Kerr.
Johnny Kerr is correct for 10 points. Interestingly, on Sports Challenge, our first round, the two correct answers given by Hal Newhouser, and you're the featured record breaker in our second free throw, Hal. It's the 7th and deciding game of the 1945 World Series.
Hauser, a big 9-3 lead over the Cubs, needs just 3 outs to finish the World Series. First he faces Roy Hughes. Swings a ground ball through the middle, base hit. Hyde McCullough strikes out number 1. Stan Hack, the next hitter, batting left-handed. A fly ball to center field, but Doc Kramer is there. 2 men out, 1 to go. Don Johnson, a ground ball to short, up with it over to second, 4th out. The game is over. The Tigers win 9-3. It's a World Series win for the Tigers. Hal Newhouser, the most valuable player in the American League for the 2nd year in a row.
All right, Hal Newhouser is one of 5 American leaguers to win baseball's most valuable player award 2 years in a row in the American League. And only 1 National League player, a Chicago Cub, also has done so. Can you name him for 10 points? You have 5 seconds. The only National Leaguer to win the MVP back-to-back. Your answer, please. I'm sorry, no answer. We go to the NBA Hall of Famers for 20 points. Can you give me the name of the Chicago Cub player who has won his league's most valuable player award in 2 consecutive years? Your answer, please.
We're going to say Ernie Banks.
Ernie Banks is correct for 20 points. We will give you that. The horn hit you a little early, Bill, and I think you were upset by the fact you heard the buzzer. But we must have your answers in 5 seconds, so be alert to that. So after the first round, the score is the Tigers 30, the NBA Hall of Famers 20. Our second category men is comeback. Here's a sensational basketball comeback. It's April 1970. The Atlanta Hawks have lost the injured Walt Hazzard, and Coach Richie Guerin is forced to suit up.
The Lakers and the Hawks, 4th game playoff, forum in Los Angeles. And there's a steal by Richie Guerin, the player-coach of the Hawks. Guerin played only 64 minutes all season. He's activated himself for this series. Great feed to Caldwell. Caldwell around the Laker defense, scores. What a pass by Guerin. Caldwell feeds to Richie Guerin. Guerin, a good fake up with a jumper. He scores 31 points for Richie Guerin as he comes off the bench to spark Atlanta.
An amazing comeback performance. Before Atlanta, Guerin played for 2 teams in 2 other NBA cities. For 20 points, name the 2 cities. The NBA Hall of Famers, I must have your answer immediately.
St. Louis Hawks, New York Knickerbockers.
That is correct for 20 points, and it's your 2 free throws. First free throw, comeback's the category. This career in horse racing involved the most unusual and lucrative comeback. Let's go back to the Kentucky Derby of 1948 and Clem McCarthy.
He's everything he said he was. He's going to win with his ears pricking. It is Citation by 2, pulling away. And the other horse, Town, is hanging on gamely, but that's all he can do is hang on gamely to be second. Citation wins this Derby.
After sitting out a year as a 4-year-old with an injury, Citation made a fabulous comeback and a very rich one. Citation won the Triple Crown convincingly in 1948. 7 other horses in the history of thoroughbred racing here in the United States have won the Triple Crown. For 10 points, name 1. You have 5 seconds. Your answer, please. I'm sorry, you are late. Well, for 20 points, we double the point total. The Detroit Tigers. Can you name 1 other horse that won the Triple Crown? You have 5 seconds.
Hurdaway.
Whirlaway is correct in 1941 for 20 points. The others are, in case you're wondering, Sir Barton in 1919, Gallant Fox in 1930, Omaha in 1935, War Admiral in 1937, Whirlaway in 41, Confleet in 43, Assault in 46, and the last to do it, Citation. The second free throw also belongs to the NBA Hall of Famers. If you get it right, you tie the game. Muhammad Ali's heavyweight comeback. After his long layoff, his second fight tested his stamina. He has looked rusty and he has looked tired as we go to the 15th round against Oscar Bonavena. Here's Howard Cosell.
from nowhere. Ali came through with a left. The crowd screaming. The first knockdown of the fight. He took the mandatory 8. And now Ali is behaving like the old Ali. One more knockdown in this round. The fight is automatically over. Bonavina is running. If he goes down again, it's over. Ali is the knockout winner at 2 minutes and 3 seconds by my unofficial clock of the final round. It began with a left. I'm going up to ring center.
That was Ali's second comeback fight. Your question, Basketball Stars, for 10 points. Whom did he defeat in 3 rounds in his first comeback fight? You have 5 seconds. Your answer, Bill?
I believe it's Jerry Corey.
Jerry Quarry is correct. And after 2 rounds on Sports Challenge, we have a tie game, a great game going. The Tigers 50, the Hall of Famers 50. And we'll be back with our third category, Game Busters. An exciting World Series moment right after this Sports Challenge timeout. After 2 rounds on Sports Challenge, we have a tie game. The champion Detroit Tigers 50 and the NBA Hall of Famers 50. Toss-up question in our third round, and the category is Game Busters. We go to Yankee Stadium. It's opening game of the 1949 World Series. Nothing tie, bottom of the 9th inning here at Yankee Stadium, New York, and Tommy Henrich looks at the ball outside. Allie Reynolds has allowed just 2 hits to the Dodgers, and Big Don Newcomb has given up only 4 hits to the Yankees. Ball 2, Roy Campanella behind the plate. Old reliable Tommy Henrich waits. Here's the pitch. It's swung on. A long drive to right field. Back goes Cirillo at the wall. It's gone. Yes, there is old reliable. Tommy Henrich has beaten the Dodgers 1-0 with a home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. A tremendous duel between Allie Reynolds and Don Newcomb, and the Yanks had 2 big heroes that day, obviously Henrich being one and Reynolds the other. Your toss-up question for 20 points. For what major league team did Allie Reynolds play before he became... Your answer, please. Cleveland is correct. You bring the free throws and lead in the game 70-50 Detroit. The category is Game Busters. In this game, breaker, football cardinal, a big running back. He wears number 36. It's October of 1970. Ball at the Eagle 26-yard line. Jim Hart rolling right at the screen, complete to MacArthur Lane at the 30. 25-20 behind the screen at the 15. 10-5. MacArthur Lane has another touchdown for the Cardinals. Another player named Lane was a defensive game buster in the NFL. He made a record 14 interceptions in his first pro year. He played for the Rams, Cards, and Lions, and his real name was Richard. For 10 points, what was his nickname?
Night Train Lane.
Night Train Lane, correct for 10 points. As a rookie with the Rams, he picked off 14 interceptions. Second free throw belongs to Detroit. This game buster, one of our panelists, was the first man to really dominate pro basketball. Let's go back to 1953, New York City, the NBA championship. Ernie Vanderway, New York trails the Minneapolis Lakers 85-80. Vanderway off to Harry Gallatin. Gallatin into the corner, then back outside to Dick McGuire. McGuire to Vanderway. Vanderway into Connie Simmons, up with a 15-foot hooker. It's good. Connie Simmons cuts the Lakers lead to 85-82. Lakers with the ball. A steal by Vanderway. Vanderway on a solo, and the Knicks are down by 1. Here's the jump. George Mikan with it. He's up. It scores, and Mikan has busted it open for the Lakers. A 3-point play for Mikan, and the Lakers go on to beat New York 91-84. The 1953 NBA champions again, the Minneapolis Lakers. And the star, big number 99, George Mikan. He congratulates his guard, Slater Martin, and Whitey School. That's a great moment, George. What do you remember about that particular series? Anything jump into your mind as you had your memory refreshed?
Well, it was a very exciting contest, and we always had great games against the Knickerbockers. We had Joe Lotzik as the coach, and I think the fellow that really didn't get the recognition in that game was the substitute center, Lou Hicks, that played from Kansas State in that ball game.
Fun to look back and reminisce. The NBA Hall of Famers do not have a free throw, though. The Tigers are eager to get the question, so we'll fire right now. For 10 points, the last remaining Los Angeles Laker. We saw the Minneapolis Laker. The last remaining Los Angeles Laker also played for the Minneapolis Lakers. Who is he? Of the Minneapolis Lakers, the last one to still be with the Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers. 5 seconds. All right, times, 20 points. We double the total. Bill Sharman has.
Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor is correct for 20 points. So after 3 rounds, the game's still very tight. The Tigers 80. The NBA Hall of Famers 70. Our fourth and final round, the toss-up question. The category unexpected. And this unexpected pair of play from the 1970-71 NHL season came within a tick of the clock of equaling the most amazing mark in the National Hockey League record book.
For them in Montreal, the Canadiens in white, the Blackhawks in red. Number 22 of the Montreal Canadiens is Ferguson. Shoots toward the corner. Keep your eye open for number 20 in white, the Havlicek of Montreal. The center is to him. He shoots and scores. Pete Mahavlich has scored for Montreal. And it's 6-1 Canadiens. 7 minutes, 44 seconds left in the third period. Now a face-off. Mahavlich, the breakaway, shoots and scores again. Within 5 seconds, Pete Mahavlich has scored twice for Montreal, a modern record.
Your question, toss-up question. Pete Mahavlich, now as a teammate of famous big brother Frank with the Montreal Canadiens. Your toss-up question for 20 points. Name the NHL team on which both played together prior to the NBA.
Oh, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Toronto Maple Leafs is incorrect. We'll repeat the question for the Tigers for 20 points. Name the National Hockey League team on which both Mahavliches played together prior to coming to Montreal. Since the basketball stars jumped the gun, we can give you a clue. They were together there in 1968 and 69 in that season.
I'll give it a chance. Detroit Red Wings.
Detroit Red Wings is correct for 20 points. The free throw belongs to the Tigers. The category unexpected. And I guess part of the beauty and the excitement of sports is that totally unexpected performance. Let's go back to the second game, 1968 World Series, and watch this Detroit Tiger pitcher, an automatic out, as he bats in the third inning. My name's Nicky Lolich, and I never have hit a home run. Look at that grip. This is the World Series, and why not hit one now? Nelson Brow's the pitcher, and I've just given my Tigers a 2-0 lead. That World Series went 7 games. Nicky Lolich won the 7th game for his 3rd win of the series and was the star. For 10 points, what Cardinal pitcher lost to Lolich in that 7th and deciding game?
That's right. Gibson.
Bob Gibson is correct for 10 points. Final free throw, Detroit. In our category, the unexpected. Some supposed routine event surprised even the most calloused veterans. Veteran Sam Baker back to kick for the Eagles. He's been one of the tough men in the league to block. It's tough to force Baker into a situation where he'll have a kick blocked. And as you can see, he'll avoid that rush and get his kick away with great determination. Sam Baker of Philadelphia. All right, for 10 points, can you name any of the other 3 teams other than Philadelphia for which Sam Baker played? 5 seconds.
The Giants.
The Giants incorrect. So for 20 points and a chance to draw close, NBA stars, Baker played with Philadelphia. Give me the name of any one of the other 3 teams that he played for. Your answer?
We'll say New York.
New York is incorrect. He played for the Redskins, the Cleveland Browns, and the Dallas Cowboys. So we've completed 4 rounds on Sports Challenge. And the score, the champion Detroit Tigers, 110. The NBA Hall of Famers, 70. And we're very pleased to let you know that all our panelists will receive this brand new Mattel Sports Challenge instant replay quiz game to enjoy at home. And in a moment, our big bonus biography round right after this Sports Challenge timeout. The score, the Detroit Tigers 110, the NBA Hall of Famers 70. And now our 90-point bonus biography round, and with the clues, here's Johnny.
Our star is a true Texan. At college, he excelled in his sport with the Mustang. He turned pro the year Paul Hornung set a new NFL scoring record. He played for that expansion team through his entire brilliant professional career. As a rookie, his Texas team finished last without a win. By 1966, he led them to 4 consecutive NFL Eastern Division titles. He retired in 1969 and in 1970 exchanged his football uniform for a microphone. He joined Howard Cosell as the color man on TV's Monday Night Football and won an Emmy.
The NBA Hall of Famers were there first. Your answer, please.
Don Meredith.
Don Meredith is correct, and our champions are the NBA Hall of you're up in the broadcast booth and you look down and you see the other quarterbacks go at it and fight that fierce pass rush, what is it you miss most of all?
Dick, I think I miss the action excitement of just playing. Doing the broadcast work has been a big thrill to me because I still get kind of butterflies and sweaty palms before that game starts, but not quite like playing. So I guess just the actual bit of playing, especially if you got a good offensive line, like the last 5 years or something like that when I played. Not that first 5 years.
What do you remember your very first thrill as a football player? I guess I'd have to go back to high school.
Yeah, I remember one of the biggest thrills I had. I was in the second grade, and we had 2 quarterbacks on our grade school team, and the other quarterback was my older brother, and I got to substitute in for him at a timeout. We didn't really do it right because I didn't get to play. They pulled me back out before the timeout was over, but it was a real kid. I went in there for my brother.
As a second grader, you must have been about 60 pounds at the time.
I was the only guy below the 6th grade that had a helmet, so I thought I was a pretty good kid.
Hey, Don, great to have you with us. I know you want to meet our panelists. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Don Meredith, our guest on Sports Challenge. And fans, in a moment, Johnny Gilbert will tell you about all our winners and about next week's challengers. But first, this Sports Challenge timeout. Our NBA Hall of Famers with a shot right at the buzzer have won our Sports Challenge game, one of the closest we've ever had. And with the official score, here's Johnny Gilbert.
Well, Dick, the Basketball Hall of Famers with a total of 114 points are the winners of this sports challenge. And the Nevada 7-Step Youth Association of Las Vegas, Nevada, for whom they were playing, received $1,000 worth of AMF Void athletic equipment. There are no losers on Sports Challenge, however, and the North Austin Boys Club of Chicago, Illinois, for whom the Detroit Tigers represented, will receive $500 worth of Void athletic equipment from Sports Challenge. If you have a junior athletic organization you'd like to see represented, drop a line to Sports Challenge, 5800 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. Now, since the Basketball Hall of Famers won this week, they'll return next week, and Dick, who will be here to challenge them?
Next week, the challengers will be a team of New York Yankee World Series heroes, Allie Reynolds, Whitey Ford, and Mickey Mantle. They'll join our current champions, the NBA Hall of Famers, yours truly, Dick Enberg, and we'll see you all again next week on the Sports Challenge.